So this happened around, what, 2 days ago? On the 13th, Kyle from Bitwit got hit with a copyright strike. And his video making fun of the Verge PC teardown video got taken down. It wasn't that funny, to be honest. As a guy who's actually funny, I know funny. That wasn't it.
I know I'm not the best PC builder, you know, but Kyle teach me many things, and I've come a long way. So today, I take a look at this video from The Verge.
Oh, hello.
Can I help you?
Oh, I know never. I just moved in.
Okay.
But nonetheless, it was fair use. Richard ReviewtechUSA also got hammered. Ironically, The Verge left me alone. Either they A, thought that what I did was a bit more fair use, or B, felt I wasn't big enough to bother with, or C, realized that I'm a wild dog off a chain, and it's just not worth the hassle of having a psychopath making videos about you regularly.
You didn't say she'd have help. He was good. As good as I've seen.
This is someone's dog, let off the leash.
Kyle from Bitwit, you know, the usual sort of tech YouTuber, squeaky clean, you know, type of guy who could be alone in a room, take a fart, and then say, excuse me, you know, classy. And Richard ReviewtechUSA, you already know them. They're bigger than me. So I didn't really rush to anybody's aid, because frankly, me being who I am, I sit there and think nobody came to save my asshole all the times I've been getting the shit strangled out of me by the abusive copyright system. But this time I decided, maybe I'll throw my hat in the ring, why not, and say something about it. Simply because The Verge is now defending the copyright strikes against them. It's kind of funny. Like, YouTube came in, and within 24 hours of Kyle writing about it on Twitter, YouTube did something. This is sort of like how it works. Bigger YouTubers that have a larger following and a cleaner little personality, YouTube doesn't mind going to bat for or doing something about. Guys like me, we're just twisted in the wind, baby, and it leaves a nasty taste in your mouth. So at that point, I figured, issue's over. Fuck it, it's done. All's well that ends well.
YouTube sided with me. They removed the strike, and now, like I said, you can check out the live stream below. The video, Let's Cringe at The Verge Failing Miserably at Building a PC, is live again, because yeah, I did nothing wrong, and Vox Media actually abused the copyright system to try to sweep that terrible video under the rug.
But The Verge is doubling down. Granted, they've already lost and nothing can be done. Kyle's strike is removed, his video's back up, ReviewtechUSA's strike is removed, everything's right with the world, but The Verge is still going. And to me, it almost feels like a non-issue, but it is fun to laugh at. For the simple fact that The Verge did something stupid. Everyone had forgotten about the horrible PC building video that was very, very bad, very misinformed, poorly done, and a litany of issues. A litany. How can you have a company that has this much money and resources and have a PC building video this misinformed? It pretty much makes everything else that you guys talk about with tech seem erroneous. Why would I believe these guys? It's like a dude going, this is how you fix a clutch. And then he takes out a big fucking rubber mallet and just starts beating the shit out of the clutch system. See? This is how you do it. You play some Martell Jordan while you're beating the shit out of it. This is how we do it. You'd never go back to that body shop again. So point being, The Verge doing this pretty much shot themselves in the foot. Everyone had forgotten. And frankly, I'm 100% sure, last I recall, 4 or 5 months ago, The Verge was saying they were taking down the videos and they were going to put out a better video that was correct and also the crap, everyone moved on with their life. Meanwhile, the dude who did the PC building video literally got like RTX graphics cards like as soon as they came out, and he's like, I'm gonna do the review. And it's like, please no, not you. You are a schnurr. You don't know what you're doing, get out of here. So Patel at The Verge said this. One Angry Gamer did the legwork on this one. It says, Patel completely sidesteps any apology directly towards YouTube channels, ReviewtechUSA or Bitwit, and instead explains why the strikes were issued and how he actually agreed with the legal team that the videos were not fair use. Fair use is such a funny thing. When it comes to companies and whatnot and major media outlets, I'm doing air quotation marks with my fingers, they're supposed to get the full gamut of fair use and journalism and rights and shit. But when it comes to some people making videos on YouTube, which is the future medium, the media outlets cannot stand that idea. The rules just don't apply. They don't care. You know, they'll break them in a heartbeat.
sort of resurfacing this content now. In our research on legitimate claims, which even YouTube questioned in its response to Vox Media, we found a 2017 article that states the following of some of Firewatch's own copyright claims made on YouTube. Quote, if the studio knew it was fair use, it could even be punished for filing a false report.
That's what you get. That's what you fucking get, bitch.
And don't forget to subscribe to PewDiePie.
The source of that article was The Verge, by the way, you might have guessed by now. The company also wrote an article in 2016 that was entitled, quote, A Fine Mess, How Not to Assert Your Copyright in the YouTube Age, wherein it encouraged the Fine brothers for releasing illegitimate content ID claims on YouTube as a means to, quote, purge the evil from their public image and start afresh. In that same piece, The Verge wrote that the Fine brothers' overreach of trademark and copyright protectionism could, direct quote here, have led to a real suppression of creativity on YouTube and also set a horrible precedent for any related genres of user-generated videos.
He wrote this. Those two reaction videos use 90% of our footage without any edits, cuts, or otherwise transformative use. And one of them in particular featured what our legal team felt was a pretty racist character. Yeah, that was Kyle from Bitwit being an Asian. Like I said before, it wasn't really funny. You know, you can be mad at me if you want, but he was doing a stereotypical Asian character. Is Kyle Asian? I don't even fucking know. I thought he was Spanish. I was like, that's a little bit of a risky move. Even I wouldn't make that move. And it's a Gundam. Why you do like this? Kung Pao chicken? See how bad it is?
For $100 in tips. Who knew that working for Mistress Chang would be my calling?
This man, a very good employee. Me like it.
Oh, God, I'll probably get in trouble for that. Hell, that was funnier than what Kyle did. Let's see. Cuts otherwise transformed were a pretty racist character. Our legal team felt that this was not fair use and issued a copyright strike request to YouTube to those two videos. A number of other very critical videos were not responded to in any way. The only thing that The Verge has done is they've tarnished their own image even further than it was already tarnished, which is quite amazing. They have also brought more attention to both YouTubers, making them more popular. Smart move right there. You basically you fucked yourself. It's like giving the enemy the gun and then loading it and pointing the gun at your head and pulling the trigger for them. Honest to God. Nothing was gained here. If they had just left everyone alone and then did another PC video, yeah, there would have been some flack. But if it was done correctly, people would have said, well, at least it isn't as fucked as the last one. You know, and that's what you had to live with. A few more years, 1 or 2, it's the instant gratification generation. Everyone would have forgotten 1 or 2 more fucking years. Instead, they do this. It's the dumbest move. Maybe The Verge needs to hire me. You could have got the lawyers to me and said, we want to strike these 2 guys. I would have said, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth the energy. You're only going to bring more heat on us after that last fucking fiasco. Let it ride, brother. Let it ride. Anybody want to do a bump of cocaine? Who hired this guy? YouTube notified the 2 channels in question, said there was a change. Our request wouldn't make it, though, and asked our legal team for their case. Our team made a case. YouTube agreed the videos were not fair use and issued the strikes. That is kind of funny. How quickly the strikes came, and then when Kyle, started tweeting and stuff, and since he has a lot more weight in, YouTube than a lot of other YouTubers who get these sort of erroneous bullshit strikes, something was done about it quickly, and all of a sudden YouTube's like, you're right, this shouldn't happen. What happened here? Oh my goodness. I think YouTube was like, oh, they're going to make us stink. This will make us look bad. We better reverse it. If it was me doing that, they would have just left me to fry. They would have been like, oh, you strike Gundam? He gets striked all the time. We're waiting to get rid of him. When this was brought to my attention a few hours later, I told them that although I fully agree with their legal argument, I did not think we should use copyright strikes against legitimate channels, even if we thought the videos crossed the line. And again, I fully agree with our legal team that these videos crossed the line of fair... What? I know I just read that, but it doesn't make sense. He just said that they shouldn't use the copyright strikes, but he agreed with the legal team that it crossed the line of fair use. So are you saying that you agreed that it crossed the fair use, but you don't want the copyright strikes? You can't have it both ways. It's like, we shouldn't issue strikes. It's against fair use, but it is breaking fair use. It crossed the line. They're right. They're wrong. It's like the fuck duality is this? Just reading it is fucking stupid. Mother of God. Oh, Patel, that's the guy who's in that, like, commercial. You know, if you go to the Verge's website, they have, like, a trailer for their site where they present themselves to be this amazing news organization, and you sit there and go, it can't be that good. They put out that fucking PC building video, and nobody, like, looked at this shit and said, there's some stuff wrong here. Everyone's like, sounds good, upload it. So anyway, Patel got his ass handed to him on Twitter, because that's how Twitter works. You fuck up royally, everyone rips your nuts off and eats them in front of you, while your children cry in the background. One angry gamer even says that The Verge was also part of the Gamergate fiasco. Interesting. That says a lot. The Verge has done what every major media outlet has done. Be complete hypocrites. You know, fair use, media, transformative work, it's all fine when it comes to them. But the second something happens and it's not in their favor or the ire is directed towards them, they have no problem twisting the rules to benefit themselves. Everything here could have been avoided and everyone would have went on with their lives. The best move that would have been made was to leave it alone. Why even bother handing out strikes 4 months later, you know, when everyone had forgotten? It's the stupidest shit ever. It really is. Frankly, the Verge has screwed themselves for absolutely no reason. The lawyers you guys have on retainer, you might want to look into a new group of people. Honest to God, you just paid them to give you really bad PR. People aren't going to forget this, by the way. People do not forget this. Look what happened to Mundane Matt. Nobody's going to forgive this one, dude. You guys have really screwed literally, the Verge's YouTube career is now over. It's dead. DOA. You just committed suicide. Harakiri. Whatever the fuck, I can't say it. And I don't care. Like, the Verge doing this, screwing themselves up, and their channel probably going to be lambasted for all of time means nothing to me. You know? Whatever. Another corporation screws up. Sky's blue. Water's wet. And I already got copyright notices for videos that have absolutely nothing to do with it literally days after this. You don't see anybody rushing to make videos about that. Gundam has been unfairly copyright struck for the past 2 months. No, nobody's banging the gong. Nobody's going, help Gundam, save Gundam. Everybody's too busy screaming, help PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie. Hey, I'm over here. I'm being killed with copyright strikes. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Oh, for what? What happens? He stays #1 on YouTube. Does your father not have cancer anymore? No, but he'd want me to subscribe to PewDiePie. Jesus Christ. Now I gotta go play Godsmack's I Stand Alone. Well, that's gonna do it for me, people. I've ranted and raved about this enough. I got some other stories I should be doing. More funny stuff, things I'm interested in. You might find funny too. Gonna burn some bridges, why not? Oh, more stuff on my Gunpla channel called It's a Gunpla for those of you interested. Hopefully I'll have something edited up by the next 24 hours or so. Oh, podcasts. Oh, fuck. Listen, I gotta go. Rate, comment, subscribe only so choose to. If not, to hell with it. Because I can't ask anyone to give more shit than me in the age of apathy. But, instead of subscribing to PewDiePie, you could subscribe to Gundam. And you could share my shit. Let's get me out of the rut. I want to be at the point where, like, YouTube could try and screw with me, but I'd be too big to touch. That's where I want to be.